going? So, today we're doing a little bit of a different thing. Since we just finished Angron, I think we need a couple of little projects. So, I figure I've been asked to do some Magic the Gathering tokens, and I personally have this Archangel Avacyn. This is what she looks like, but it's a double-sided card. So I figure if we go ahead and we turn her into a little proxy card, I think that'll work. And we also have these that I've been given to make into bugs. I've been asked for some bees and some wasps and some other flying things. Hi, how are you going? How's your day going? So yeah, that's where we're heading today. And I figure. Hey, Patty. So yeah, so I figure first step, I have to remember what bugs I was actually in. Wait, where did I put my phone? I put it on my phone. What bugs I was actually intending to be doing, because I wrote them down and I was like, oh yes, this is a good plan to be having. Bam. Be even better if I actually had them written down. How you going? Okay, so we need to decide some bugs. These are all going to be. Wait, how many bugs are we making today? There are cards on the desk. So, if you know the game.
No, not the beast! Not the beast!
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, well done, Jade. So, I have 3 specific ones. We have a bug that goes on the ground. Oh, heck yeah. Do you think you've done well? We have a bug that goes on the ground. We have a bug that flies. And we have bug with death touch. For those of you that know Magic, that means that we have a bug that goes ahead and kills everything that it does stuff. Hooning is like donuts and stuff in cars. Yeah. You go and hoon around and be like, woo! Judgment Day in August. Oh my gosh, that's so long to wait. So, we need pencil. I figure. First, it looks like the tower. We could totally do that at some point. So I figure the first one that we need is like an angry bee with a big stinger. It's hopefully this is showing up. Is it showing up? It's sort of showing up. Make this darker for you guys. And then we need a head. And then some wings. And this is the planning stage. We Aussies have perfected hooning around. So, sort of this sort of shape. With another wing. Sort of sticking out here. Like that. And like that. And then it needs some big bug eyes. And then make sure it's a big grumpy stinger. I don't know about you guys. That seems like a bug to me. Yeah? Maybe a ripper for a non-death touch? A baby ripper. I think a ripper. Yeah. So making a bug. Oh, needs some arms. Needs to have like its heads like this. Just like sticking out. We'll figure those in a moment. So basically, you can break shapes down really easily into simple shapes like that. And in this case, this is a yes, flying death duck bug. They have beasts the size of a large dog. You know what? If we ever play Ark Survival Evolved, we need to collect bees. This is an important thing. So, since this is a green-black card, we need a greenish-blackish border. Funnily enough, we have paints for this. You do have minis that you can be painting. Oh! You can take the Queen Bee by Rare Flower? Heck yeah! Bam! Bam! And we got black. So, we'll do a sort of fade going on here. I don't even... You're right, we should be collecting bees. As soon as we get Silk Touch, we should be onto that. That being said, for any of you that weren't here for Minecraft yesterday, an Ark Master besides Minecraft, heck yeah. Ark is it? Oh, is it that kind of thing? Where it's just like, congratulations, once you're in, you never get out. Oh, we need to actually fill up our water cup. Oh no, it's been raining for like the last week, and I'm just like, oh, congratulations. We're never going to be seeing sunlight ever again. Farewell, sunshine. May you rest in pieces. Like, at the moment, my friends are playing V Rising, so I'm like, okay, I guess this is where my free time is going. And I'm just like, yeah, this is fine. And like, the game I want to be trying to play is, what is it? Goat Simulator 3? There's only the builder and constant breeding. Oh. Oh, that's nice. Well, you see, grass grows, and then you look at it, and you'd be like, ha! Just you wait till the lawnmower comes. Because the lawnmower will always come. I think I'm gonna need more green soon. Lawnmower means death. Yes, exactly. Good, autistic. How you going? Harvest honey from wild beehives. Oh. There are some species of bear that actively go after and have. No, it's a bee. I think it's an African. No, damn it, not bee. Bird. It goes tweet. That has a. What material did you give me? It's a bird that has a mutualistic. Survival with humans? Now, the pencils I've used, can you burn grass? You can burn grass. Grass fires are, generally speaking, a low, when it comes to fires, they're a fairly low heat fire, but they spread fairly easily. At least around here they are. It could be different depending on the types of fuels involved, but 10 out of 10, you should not be setting fires uncontrolled. It's generally speaking a bad idea. Okay, these cards I've been given. I think they've got like a laminate on top of them. Yeah, they've got a laminate. Oh. Ew. Disappointedling. Well, yes, the chaos of burning things. However, the chaos of burning things is fun, but the cleaning up of the burning things is not the fun part. Because then that card... Paint Rebellion. It is very much the Paint Rebellion. I disagree with this Paint Rebellion. Oh. Oh my. Come on. Be kind, paints. Zero fires live there? You have a burnt tree stump in your garden. Fair enough. Like, wildfires really are one of those things that it does depend on where you live. Like, at one point, I lived in an area where you got just a bushfire in one specific area every few years. And everyone would be like, oh, it's that area. It's burning again. I guess we better call the cops. Oh, not the cops. The other place. The woo-woo. Fire engine. Drill into it with massive impact guns till the stump... Oh! Welcome in, Rhytarius. Hope you're having a lovely day. Like, honestly, making s'mores, it's a vibe. You cannot go past s'mores. Although, like, honestly, I did not get introduced to s'mores until I actually met someone from America, and they were like, here, have a s'more. And I was like, what's a s'more? And, like, I was introduced to this strange s'more thing. Yeah. Sounds like fire alarm? Is it like a mockingbird? Or starling? Like, I know starlings decide to sometimes copy other noises, and it's like, hi! Please! Give us some chill! Ba, 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 ba. I mean, honestly, 4 hours... Okay. I am not the person you should be following on, on screen time. I do not have the right amounts of screen time to be saying anything. But, like, from my personal perspective, that's like, oh yeah, this is a reasonable amount of screen time. I spend, like, just under an hour less of that streaming. This is fine. It has nothing to do with the fact that, like, I keep forgetting that most people do not spend that amount of time actually existing on a computer. There we go. It's starting to get nice, Blin. Hello, Corn! We're making an insect with death touch. How you going? Today we're making Magic the Gathering tokens. And a proxy for Archangel Avison. So it can go in my deck. I may or may not be painting Nurgle's Garden. Actually, that'd be fun to do as a background. Not gonna lie. Although the person that I'm doing these for does not really do the Warhammer thing. So I might not be able to do that. Eh? There we go. Hello, Dennis. How many commander decks do I have? So I have Bryce, Long Air of the Law. I have a Moldrova deck, and I have a Kalia of the Vast, but it actually really, really sucks. And I'm thinking of pulling it apart and eventually rebuilding it. Made a proxy of Van Gold Smuggler and turned it into Scrooge McDuck. Also, welcome on in, Lucian. Like, I used to be, like, back when Modern was the thing to play at my game store, which was like, gosh, 10 years ago? That used to be what I'd play. And then I've just gotten back into MTG, and I'm like, what is going on here? I'm not following this. The whole meta has completely changed, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. People are throwing around words I don't know. What do I normally play? Moldrova is my go-to deck. It's a reconstructed deck of one of my old Modern decks, so I'm the most familiar with it. And I've only just made the the long ender of the law, so I'm kind of hopeful for that one. And it's basically everything's a Hydra, that one. And Moldrova is doing the usual, everything comes back from the graveyard, and the graveyard's my second hand. You know? Nice and simple. Everything. What you see is what you get. Okay, well, that's drying. We'll get these two backgrounds done, and I figure since this one's going up and down, let's do this one side to side, and we'll do this one diagonal. We'll add some flecks and some shadows of vines and things to that once that's dry. Actually, before we do that, let's hit this with a razor so that we can get some of this shine off it. Because holy moly. You got asked out in a graveyard? How did you get asked out in a grave? I have so many questions, not Rick. Not Rick. How do you get asked out in a... Why do you get asked out in a graveyard? Now, I'm kind of wishing... What's my total time playing Magic? So, I was playing Magic between, I want to say 2014 to 2000 and... When did the Aether Spark... When? The curly one. The one before the pyramids. I've forgotten what it was called. But came in with Dragons of Tarkia. Exited with the Aether Spark Rebellion, I want to say. But that was like, I just didn't like the look of the cards at the time, and I was intending to go back, but then life happened. And then I'm glad I came back, because came to the local graveyard and then there was stuff. Oh! Made your Moldrova into Moldrova the Radiated Wasteland. Oh, honestly, that is a total vibe. I'm really hoping this will get rid of some of the stuff on the top, because I do not have any stuff for this today. I don't have any sandpaper on me. And sandpaper is what I normally use to go ahead and get rid of, like, excess shine. Oh well. Is what is. And then I came back like mid last year. So I want to say 6 years? I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to question that. Like, me and years and numbers. Hey, Stargazer, how you going? Like, has never really worked out well, but do be like that. And like, it probably didn't help that where I was at, the local game store closed down, so we tried to keep the club running, but it didn't happen. And the next club was like 3 hours away. Magic the Gathering. It is... You can play it as an app, I believe. But other than that, I don't think it's an arcade game. That being said, I don't really keep up with the apps and things. Although, the only app that I did know about was Hearthstone, and I've heard that that one closed down. Something like that. I have a funny feeling we're going to use a lot of green. That's the thing. I think that... Hey, John, how's it going? Like... Different people have different interests and activities. Like, for me, I like the art and the cards and things like that. I'm not super into the hyper-competitive side of this. And, like, the fact that I'm able to go ahead and customize the cards, like, that for me is a huge upside. I'm actually able to go ahead and and customize the art. And the fact that Magic hasn't gone ahead... Yo, thank you, Sharks! Let me make sure the bees go through.
No, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
Yo, awesome! Thank you. Oops, let's get that hair out of there. And, like, for me, it's an excuse to go socialize. Because otherwise, you would have a Speeling, being a gremlin, sitting in the corner, being like, grass? What's grass? I do not know what this grass thing is. We sit. We play the Minecraft. We play the Doom Eternal. We play the many things. See you later, right, Tris? Wait, is Speeling... I mean... There is Gremlin. And then there is Gremlin who chooses not to shower. Like, I would like to think that I make active steps to avoid the kind of gremlin that you avoid in the streets. Like, we can all acknowledge the fact that there are certain kinds of gremlins, right? There is the kind of gremlin that is socially acceptable, right? And then... Magic the Grabber! Magic the tokens. Exactly. That we're gonna have a Death Touch Bee And then I'm thinking that maybe we do a ladybug. And some other kind of thing. We could do a worm. Yeah, exactly. Like, there is a level of social performance that is required before people start looking at you and being like, no, we will cross the street. Today is going really good, Chaplain. How are you? Oh no. See you later, Rytrius. Hope I see you again. So yeah, like it is the matter of balance in all things for me. Ba, 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 ba. All right, time to break out the big guns. Fair enough. I mean, wait, does that mean we just hop across the solar system and be like, yo, how's it going? What's up? What kind of nummies do you have to us today? Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're feeling better. But oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like, I think my coding teacher was the most useless teacher I've ever had. Like, my coding teacher for Java... Was it? No, it was for Java, not JavaScript. My JavaScript teacher was actually okay. But I keep getting them confused, so I'm always like, which one was it? Oh gosh, not the 9%. And so, like... For him, he was always like, please look at the slide. And be like, yes, this is what you need to know. And the slide would just be like, this one thing on the slide. No explanation. Oh my gosh, why do you do that? Because that's just cruel and unusual. There we go. Get this. Bit of a blend. Wait, no. Damn it. Wait, I need to see this meme now. What's the joke from TikTok? It's still it's 19. I can get 19 objects and can't. Please, I'm not going crazy. Please, no. I swear. What do you call a man who refuses to fart in public? Oh gosh, I feel like I'm walking into something terrible. Oh dear, add. There we go. Just need a bit more green over there. Bam! Two men walk into a bar. One's short and ginger, the other's a blind man who lost his dog. They both say the same thing. Ouch! I mean, if you're walking into a bar, it doesn't matter your hair color. If you're walking into a bar, that still hurts. Wham! Is this right? Haha, we can draw bees. Welcome back. Nyeh. Okay. Ah, shoot. It's not properly... Wait a freaking minute. Private tutor? Three men walk into a bar. Bartender looks at them as such a joke. I mean, we need a lawyer to be here and make a joke about about passing a bar. Like, I think that would be right up there. Okay, so we can't actually use our pencil to draw on the paint because apparently whatever materials we've been given for this are not up to scratch. All right, let's figure this out now. Oh, come on, yeah. More paint. Cause I figure a dog is a good boy. Dogs are the bestest of boys. The Jones is a good boy. I mean, I don't think I could sign myself up as the good. Yeah, I don't get that joke. Wait. A man who refuses to fart in public, a private tutor. Private tutor. Do I need a different accent to be saying this? Do I need to be saying? Do I need to be saying that in a different accent? A private tutor. It says private tutor. There we go. Oh, am I? There we go. That's the accent we need to be saying this in. We got it. Tutor. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I'd probably say tutor is like that. Just a tutor. If we bring up some black lines and then we fade them out, I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah. Hi, British. British nutrig high king. No, huh? Yes, we are the British. We have come to take your objects and display them in inordinate manners, which are completely irrelevant to how they were once displayed. Do not mind our objects. I promise they will be well used. I mean, honestly, I don't think that should be how things are measured, like bigger number, better person, or anything like that. Like, because everyone's circumstances is different. And I absolutely appreciate the fact that everyone is, like, for those who are able to donate, it is greatly appreciated. But, like, everyone has their own circumstances, whether you're a student or an office worker or anything like that. Like, everyone has their own circumstances, and it's okay. Yeah. Fine. Put a little bud here. There we go. It has flowers. Oh, there should be. Oh my gosh, have I missed that? Did I forget to put that one in this particular stream? Oh, I have. One moment. Let me fix it. Brush out of mouth. I can give that a quick fix. Because I'm supposed to have that, because I'm a smart bean that remembers to actually update my description, like a smart person, right? Thank you. Yeah, I do have a Ko-Fi, if you don't like donating through YouTube or Twitch, I do have a Ko-Fi. It does the thing. Bam. Okay, there we go. I remember to fix things. Boom. Done. Yeah, we don't do the nagging self-advertisement here. We can leave that to bigger streamers. And if anyone ever asks when the biggest streaming ends up being here, we can always leave it off till later. It's a later problem. Oh, what is this fun fact? Oh. So, I got given a donation by someone I knew IRL, who didn't use Ko-Fi, but they specifically said it was for the horror game. I need to change the name of the donation. I don't actively mess around with Ko-Fi too much because I need to sit down and block out time. Why are mattress springs not legal to scrap for money? What? But the Ko-Fi donation is complete. We played, what do you call it? Lethal Company? No, Lethal Company's the one I can't play at all. Just for the scrap metal. Huh. We played Fear. And... Oh, people used to burn mattresses. Oh, that's not ideal. Yeah, I can see how that could become a problem. There we go. You don't have Hive Mind picks for show us your time. You know, maybe we should do something like that. I'll figure out a new goal and I'll add to it. I'll change the goal. So that it matches a lot better now. And therefore, we can have some shenanigans with it. There we go. We start getting some... Wait, is this? Oh. Oh, that's not ideal. There we go. So as a background, we're gonna have that, and then we're gonna have our bee on it. We might add a little bit more texture of leaves in the background. Yeah. So we're gonna put our bee on top of this. We'll add some more leaf shadows, I think. Yes, the world is the great universe is taken over by by mattresses. You cannot go anywhere lest you be assaulted by mattresses, left, right, and center. How dare ye not buy one of these most amazing mattresses, else you be questioned for what is it? Treason! It is treason not to buy one of these mattresses. Although you did. Good night, not Rick. That being said, these mattresses, they have seen 1,000 years use or more. Oh my gosh, could you imagine how gross those mattresses are? You can throw them away. Oh, just not profit off the springs. Oh. I mean, okay. That's slightly better. I'm not sure if I'd be ready for that otherwise. Like in New Zealand, it's the copper pipes and hot water cylinders that you need to be worried about. They just up and disappear. Like if you're away for a while, nah, congratulations. If you're in an even remotely seedy area, congratulations, that thing's gone. Because, like, most houses are built with copper water pipes. And people in triads link off with them. I know. Like, so the thing is, there's one particular song that I wanted to do, and to do it, I was going to need to actually get a person to do the guitar and stuff. Thing is, me and the person have very, very different schedules. So it has not worked out. So I need to figure out something. But it is. It'll happen. I can't give a time frame, but it will happen. Oh, actually, let's start getting some bee colors up. So we would like... We need a yellow, and I figure instead of black, we're going to use brown as the main coloring for our bee, so the bee will stand out. Brown and yellow. Bee. All right, let's get our bee some color. But yeah, I haven't forgotten about covers or anything like that. Don't worry. It's not that. It's more along the lines of, like, the fella has his own job, and so it's a matter of working around that and a few other things. Going to a point. That being said, like, it would probably be very smart to use the dono goals towards actually paying for other musicians and stuff to get instrumental covers. Is its eyeball back? So basically, I'm putting the plans for the bee back in place because they were wiped completely away by what we did before. That needs to extend a little like that. There we go. Bee! Alright. I figure, first step, we go ahead, we get main color down. We'll use the brown. Yeah. So we know where our bee is going. And we can paint the living daylights over this. Yeah. Aha. That being said, I think I want to make more of these bees. These are cute. There we go. The apple? We can get the apple. Glorious. Oh wait, why no yeet?
No, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
We had a few of those stacked up, didn't we? That was waiting for a while. To be perfectly honest, that song is very, very intimidating. Like, I can get 3/4 of that song, and then I'm like, ah. Like, on a good day, I can get that song. On a bad day, it's like, nope. What the heck? We're not questioning that. Yeah, like that song is, woof. That's a scary song, that. I am truly amazed for the people that actually managed to sing that song. Like, damn. The wolf and one of my housemates are busy playing chase. And they're busy running up and down the hall being like, up and down and up and down. Orange. The cloak should be orange, bright orange. Lurid purples. So, what's happening is putting down the base color is actually separating it from the rest of the paint. Painting shades. The sniper's code. He's asking for colors, so I'm supplying options. And basically by separating out the situation, it gives basically a base for all the other colors to rest on later on. There we go. And it'll make our lives easier. Orc stealth. Exactly. Obviously this fella fights orcs on a regular basis. And so we're going to let that dry properly. Actually, we can tutu up the background a little bit more. Because we can grab some of this off-white, some of this off-white, give them a shake. Exactly! They'll never see it coming. It's genius. Bam. and have paint explode on us. This is fine. Yoink. I figure the man in teal and orange. Exactly. No one would expect it. It's perfect. See? My genius is unmatched. Then we can start just going ahead and adding little shiny highlight bits to bits in here. Making a little leaf shape. You know, when things go ahead and they make them shiny, it's important to know where they're drawing the eye away from. And sometimes when it's too shiny, then nobody knows. It's glorious. And that's what you need. There we go. Just start with a little bit of that. Because otherwise, who knows? I mean, honestly, if everyone can be Alfarius, nobody can be Alfarius. I think that's where it ends up going with that. If we get rid of most of the paint on this brush, we just stab some of this through into like beams of light. Like, it's not going to be super obvious in the end, but I think it'll look neat. There we go. I mean, the question is whether the orcs picked the tactic up from someone else and was like, yes, this is obviously the way to do it. I'm Alfarius. Yes, totally. The Humies think this is the way to make Humies worry. So therefore, I am Alfarius. Like, I think this is what the orcs think. Just, yes. Bob. Okay, so we have the body, and we got a 1. Boom. Eee. Let's make it strappy. Heh. Like, it's the perfect tactic. Going ahead and being like, I am Alfarius. No, you're not. Like, can you prove I'm not? times like these where I really wish I had slightly larger brushes that weren't scuffed. Would be very, very useful. Well, now I kind of want this bit down here, right beside the stinger, to be yellow, so we just figure out where that is. And then we got another stripe here. Aha! Perfect! We have B! Like, I must question the tactics of some things. Sometimes, like, especially when it comes to fantasy creatures and fantasy authors. Like, some fantasy authors really have great tactics writing. And then you hit other fantasy authors that go ahead and they're like, yeah, congratulations. We're absolutely going to go ahead and write this amazing fantasy battle. And then you read it and it's like, buddy, old pal, old friend, you are aware what you have written does not make any sense in the context of this. And it's like, yes, it looks cool. But you've just had characters making incredibly dumb decisions for the sake of plot. Like, I think that is one of the situations where it's just like, why you do this to me? This is sad. This is all the sad. Okay. B, dry. Then I think, I'm trying to remember what bee heads and things look like. Looks awfully like the Hornet. I don't remember what cartoon I'm being inspired by, but it is being inspired by a cartoon of some sort. So, whether it's a bee or a, all it needs to be is flying and death touch. It's a bee drill. We could totally do Pokemon and be like, yeah, this is totally an MTG token right here. Don't worry. Speaking of which, I have got to figure out how I make my writing neat enough to actually go on here. Because that's a whole nother ball game that I have been sort of putting off. Because, whew. Oh yeah, so basically, for painting streams, I've been like, oh yeah, we have Puppet. We have Puppetling instead. Since I've got my head, like, down most of the time, I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. We have Puppetling. And this way it works out. All right. Or from there. Let's do these middle bits. Because, like, personally speaking, I think that give it some hair. But what kind of hair? It got a bucket. do we go ahead and give it like, because like initially I was going to give it here and it was going to be like wool. Like I was going to put wool here on it. So it was a proper puppet. But then I was like, I'm not sure about that. So puppet remained bald. I'm like, I'm kind of okay with that. Okay, I think we've muffed up this bit. I think we need to adjust this section here and have this curving downwards. I do not have that accent. I mean, I grew up around enough people who had the accent, but I did not actually have that accent. Yeah, that's better. I don't think I can do the head bubble. Like, yeah, no. I do not have the ingrained head bubble. No. I mean, I know when my computer has a virus, but it does not have one today. That being said, like growing up in the age where you'd have people calling and being like, your computer has a virus. And then going, yeah, but I don't own a computer. Was such a weird time. Can I just say that? You'd be like, yeah, hi. And they'd be like, you need to do this, this, and this. Your computer has a virus. And then I'll just be like, you got a slight problem there. This computer that you're speaking of, there is none. And I'd just be like, like the sudden shutdown of it is just beautiful. And it's just like, well, I guess that's that. And it has stuck with me ever since. You know, just deny. Deny, deny, deny. There is no package. There's no computer. There's no work. Yes, we appreciate Be Thick. You must be thick to have B. It's even better. I think we can break out the fountain pen to be doing the writing for this. And then we can use the ink. Oh, yes. Well, I mean, I don't have any gift cards to redeem, so... We need to sweep this in. Let's get the be a brown body. Black head. Whoop. Yeah. Wow. Take it the other way. Fair. There we go. Aha! We have B! Let's B! We're gonna need to put another layer on this because of that, but otherwise, we're good. And I figure since we've got the darkness up here and it's bright up here, we should be fine to go ahead and give the bee a bright head. And then we can give it like big sparkly eyes. Yes. Your actions are your actions, whether you're drinking or not. That being said, my actions have led to a mistake in color. This black is not the color we want. Actually, no, we can salvage this. So, we've got the wet black going on. What we're going to do is we're just going to mix in a bit of this white. Straight on. We're going to make it grey, which is going to make it easier for us to paint onto later. And mixing colors. Problem vaguely solved. So the reason why I'm doing this like immediately, it means that it's gonna make life so much easier. Look. Perfect. Well, not really, but hey. There we go. Okay, so we don't want it to be brown. We don't want it to be black because, well, we've already proven that just straight black is not where we're wanting it to go. So, therefore, decisions. We also need to scrape off some of the paint. A person's choices are a person's choices. However, people are expected to take personal responsibility. That's my opinions on it. This person's pelican name is Tigger. I cannot help but think of Winnie the Pooh. So the first steps was when we went ahead and we drew it out. And then I kept the thoughts on how we drew out the bee in my brain. So with that, it meant that we had the shape all planned on Monster Hunter. Oh, cool, fun. And then from there, we're actually able to go ahead and plan everything out. So, Actually, I think going ahead and leaving that grey and then adding grey to the stinger would be the way to go. Aha, we have our plan. And it means that we can actually... The orange card is like, see? Never doubt this feeling. This actually always doubt this feeling. But by drawing it out first, we were able to see where it goes. Normally, I'd actually be quite happy having the paints, the drawing go all the way through. But unfortunately, I used the wrong paint, the wrong pencil. So it didn't stay, which is a pity. It is what it is. And like, it plans that way. It's kind of like building a house in Minecraft or anything. Like, the stuff's there. You just need to work with it. And in this case, I already had a plan because the person wanted specific stuff. Here is B. And now we can put the apple on. Looks like simplistic. Oh my gosh, it does look like the Hornet from Terraria. Maybe that's where it came from. Like, to be perfectly honest, I know I'm being inspired by something I've seen. I just don't know what it is. So I'm just like, So it probably is like Terrarium, Hornet, and a few other things all mixed together. And it's also quite interesting painting in 2D for once, rather than what we've been doing for the last few months. It's like, I have not been doing this for a while. And it kind of vibes. Not gonna lie, kind of vibes. We can just build up colors however we want and have stuff chilling. Actually, it would be a good idea to get out orange. Or flesh tone? Yeah. So we can use the flesh tone to help curve around the yellow. There we go. Now we do mischief. This. Bit of that. A little bit of that. Oh wow, it's a color. Hooray for flesh tones! Like, this wasn't where I was planning on going with this. I was planning on doing it like kind of a comic style. I'm liking where this is going. I want light hitting there, so we'll leave that be. And this is getting darker, so we'll just extend that out. There we go. Is B. All hail the bee. Oh my gosh. There we go. We get that nice rounded look. But yeah, this one, like, the fella who asked for this has been so patient. They've been kind of being like, oh, nah, get around to it when you get around to it. It's all good. I've been like, oh yes, I will. And I kind of feel bad by now because they've been sitting and waiting for quite some time. I've been like, oh yes, I need to get onto these. And then I haven't. And they've just been kind of sitting there. I've been like, oh yeah, those. That's better. So it's like, yeah, these things that I really should have done. Like, it's okay. There we go. And I figure if we shade with an undertone of green for the brown, it should tie everything in really, really nicely. Which I know doesn't make much sense, but we roll with it. It'll work out, I promise. Bit of that. We have Peabody. Peabody Sherman. The main issue is like making sure that nothing is too dark. Because, like, I think that would be the most sucky thing, like putting it down and being like, oh yes, it's dark and muddy and meh. Like, I'd be disappointed if the card showed up and, like, it was hard to visually read, as it were. Because in those cases, it's like, oh, I'm disappointed with the result. But it's sometimes not even the card's fault. It's sometimes lighting or other things like that. Alright. B, you need an eye. You need a bright and shiny eye. We're going to need to put down black. And this is why we needed to not have black. Whoop. So we need those to like dry a bit, and then we can start adding some reflections and the wings. I don't really want to add more hands than that, because like that's just cute. Look at that. How adorable is that? It's sweet. You could pick that up and take it home. Nobody would question it. None. Nil. Nada. We also need to make that tail spike actually look like it's going to be causing trouble. Oh. Oh no, we've got that. Right, this is a mischief bee. Out for mischief trouble. This is the paintbrush that I did not clean properly. That's okay. Here we go. And oh, shiny bits. Oh, we got an ad coming up. Like, I can't wait to see this actually in play. It's gonna be such a vibe. There we go. Don't have bees have like little nostril things? You know what? They may not, but this bee does. So therefore it has nostrils. It's cute. It's adorable. And that's the important part. We need it to be a cute and adorable bee. And if it's a cute and adorable bee, we must hug it and make it adorable. The friendliest. And these wings. We just slip a glaze over. Should be fine. Right. Bam! Now, what was it I saw? You know, it's funny. I go ahead and I write down things that I've been seeing, which I think is really neat. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm going to talk about these, and then promptly lose the piece of paper. And like, this happens like clockwork. And almost every time I'm like, I gotta put this piece of paper in a safer spot so that I don't lose it. And then every time I'm like, shoot, I lost the piece of paper. I guess I need to put this piece of paper in a safer spot. And it's one of those things where it's like, And I cannot help but wonder, is this just how we're doomed to exist? Because, like, it's things like, oh gosh. Like, watching this fella who goes ahead and surfs through, old storm drains on a kayak. And it's like, wow, this takes skill. Or things like that, and being like, it's just neat. Yeah. We hereby dub thee B. I'm like, stuff like that is just interesting to me. Okay. I need to get my inks and my ink pen so we can actually write on this. Yes, the bee is glorious. Yoink. A yoink. So, I figure we should be able... We've finished most of the painting. We'll probably touch up the wings a little bit, but they're wet for now. And then what we're going to be doing is we need a surface down the bottom to write on. We have a couple options. I figure we'll probably put down a base of this, and then we need to actually be able to write what the token does. It's either that, or actually, we could try this. This is probably going to end up with tears of many kinds. Because this is a flying 1/1 death touch creature, which means that it flies over your enemies, and if it does touch anything, they die. And unfortunately, I have to write flying and 1/1 on this card somewhere. And that means that we have a few areas for that. One is down in this bottom part, Do we have control over bees? Ooh. I wish we did. That sounds like a lot of fun. But unfortunately not. Okay. Now the only thing is, me and writing don't really go well together, so I'm gonna try this out. E A T H. Okay, okay, that sounds like a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I don't make up the rules of this game. T. No, it needs to be a capital T. T. O. U. I can't fit this on this with this card. Okay, okay, that's out. Maybe if we write it so it looks like it's in behind there. Okay, we need a new trick. All right, new plan. T for Titan. So, what we're going to do is we know how many layers are on there. We're going to, and we know that this stuff is shenanigans. We're just gonna put a bunch of this on. We don't have to have it pretty. Because I don't want to ruin this card. But what we can do is we can put, where is it? We have one of these. Fine liner marker. Which does work on the stuff. But it's a matter of having, oh. So it does work. Okay. That is great. That's all we need to know. Okay. So we have E A T H T O. We tuck it behind. U C H. Yeah, that kind of works. And flying. Y I N G. Ha! There we go. And it's a 1/1. Which means that it has 1 health point and 1 attack. Bam! Is bug. Now I figure we do Archangel Everson. We will come back to Bug. I will spray Bug after stream. That's a cute bug. Actually, I've just had an idea. I'm kind of looking at it and I'm thinking that putting some veins in the wings would look really, really cool. Like, just as a vibe, and not a very obvious veins, just something to show up. Yep. Okay. I'm not even sure these will show up on stream. There we go. Yeah, no, they're not really showing up very well. Oh well. I know they're there. Therefore, it's all good. We have bug! Success! Alright, Everson. It's your turn. So, I figure with Everson, since this one's going in the deck, what's going to happen is this is going to be an actual card. So it's a it got sprayed over, or not sprayed over. It got prepped and everything. And I'm going to turn this basically into a full art version of this, just chibified. So it's going to be a chibi version. And it's going to be all cartoony because I like that vibe. So we're going to have like, let's see, we're going to have like Archangel Everson here with the pose. We're going to use the pencil again because that I think it's going to show up better. Yeah, that's showing up better. Then the leg. And then the big wings. Then there's a hand out here. And we got a skirt. Kind of looking at this and I'm thinking I need to move it up. Yeah, if we move it up, then it'll feel like she's flying a bit better. And I do not wish to erase the lower layer. Thank you very much. Although I think using water would actually be more useful in this situation, considering the kind of pencils I'm using. Because the pencils I'm using are ink-based pencils. They're watercolor inks. So a little bit of water, poof, all gone. That being said, now I need to try it. Otherwise, all hope is lost. Okay. So therefore, we have the pose of chest forward. Legs to one side. Knee. Knee. There we go. We have wing. Other wing. We have the spare. The very obvious spare. Which stops about there. It intersects with the hand quite nicely. The wing quite nicely. We have arm that goes like that. And then hand. There we go. We have Avison. Only thing was, I just remembered we were making this a cartoon rather than anything else. So, let's change up these proportions a little bit. We would like... No, we could totally pull this off. We could totally pull this off. We have head. Okay. So therefore, if we're reproducing this, we have a building coming in like this. Except everything does not look all good on this. Okay. Like half of this was agreeing to be a cartoon and half of it was not. So we focus. We do the planning. Okay. So let's have a plan on what we want. How do we want yeah, like okay, so if we are wanting Avison to be a cartoon, then we want Avison to be a cartoon. The main thing is, okay, if we're wanting Avison to be a cartoon, we could go totally with, like, this sort of thing. Bam, bam, hands on hips. Then we have the spare. Like, the spare. Bam. And then we have, like, flappy wings being like, bam. And then we can have, like, big eyes, big eyebrows. And then the big anime here. Okay, honestly, that is a vibe. You know what? I think this is where we're going with this. We just... we have like a, you shall not pass. Okay, we're doing this. Okay, so we want beanbag body with some little pointy legs. Then we want an arm. Yoink. Another arm. Then a head. Then we go flappy wings and fluffy wings. Archangel Avison's spare. Little silly tabard thing. Eyebrows. Ridiculous anime here. Oh my gosh, this is gonna look so silly. And then let's check how our spear's done. It's a circle, goes up, and it's got that, so it's sort of an omega. Comes out into a point like that. Okay, yeah, we can copy that. Bam, bam. I'm gonna end up staring at this and being like, what was I thinking? Why did I choose this? Actually, we can make the wings better. That's the general shape. And we just cut out feathers like that. Glorious. Oh, poor Archangel Everson. You do not deserve what I am about to do to you. There we go. Oh, this looks cruel and unusual. Okay. So, I figure, since she's a white card on this side and a red card on this side, we'll give her a nice, pretty sunset in the background, you know, so that she's rocking the themes of her card. We got the colors already out for the background too, so it works. She can be happy. We need more white. Pop. And therefore, when it comes down to it, we can at least say we treated our angel right. Thank goodness we have Everson sleeved up. Like, I would not be trusting myself with cards like this otherwise. Bit of that. This. Start adding some real nice subtle colors going on and through here. Give ourselves a nice, lovely day. Oh, we need some blue. We'll come back for the blue in a hot second. Probably even dribble it on, just be having a good time. Right now we have lovely rosy colors that are required. Actually, no, we are going to need the other colors soon. All right, blues, where you at? I know I saw you. Here you are. This is why we collect blues. Blues are amazing. Everyone needs blues. Blues are the best. Why is my brush green? Apart from the fact that I need to change my water. Yay! There we go. The green has infected the white. This is why we don't paint with white. Now, we can even go ahead and start scribbling in some clouds. Wait, oh. This brush is 90% water. We can't be using that. Oh, no wonder. Being held apart by water, and mostly water. Yes, what goes into making a brush? Water. What about bristles? No, only water. 2 bristles. Nothing else. There you go. Have a brush. Alright, let's try that again. Yeah. Clouds! We love them! That being said, this brush is also really good for the clouds. And again, I don't think this brush deserves what we put it through. Like, holy moly. I'm pretty sure by this point, if this brush could, it would have filed a restraining order and be like, no, never again. Let me live my life in peace and sanity. Can I go retire to the paint shop and just be a display model? Please, for all that is good in the world. Like, I'm pretty sure that's where this brush is at. That being said, painting clouds with stippling, that's a lot of fun. Because you get so many different shades and textures and things. And you can build it up and just be like, yes, totally. These clouds are the clouds we want. Rather than anything else. There we go. Give me more color, please. There we go. This is starting to... that's starting to look like a nice cloudy sky. Like, it kind of looks like something that's going to be trouble later in the day. Which I think suits the theme of this card. Kind of needs some rich purple in it. Do we have a magenta? Sure, we've got a magenta. Aha! We've got some purple. Glorious day. Not quite the purple I was looking for, but we can make it the purple we're looking for. There we go. Why is there like a chunk of white in my... You know what? We're not questioning that. We're just smiling, nodding, and carrying on. Thank you. Okay, now I think we need to really, really bring in the whites again, because this is now not white at all. And it is still a white card. So let's just bring in the highlights. Hey, Lemon, how you going? Welcome in. We are busy doing Magic the Gathering proxies today and tokens. So this is going to be Archangel Avison. It's going to be a cartoony thing. And we have done this fella here. How's your day been? I hope it's been a good vibe. Just got into Mintondi? MTG? Oh, neat. Yeah, like, this isn't the first time I've done custom tokens. Is one of my old ones here? Yeah. Like, this is... Oh my gosh, it's buried a little. This is one of my old ones. I have a set of 4 of them. Oops, that's rolled the wrong way. There we go. Let's get them out. Like, I tend to sleeve my custom tokens because I'm like, I don't want these guys to get damaged. There's too much work in there. And so, like, I really like them. And so, like, I'm rather pleased with how I've gotten better at them. I've also got a few custom lands that I've done over the years. And it's a lot of fun. Like, for me, I haven't ever done any custom rares or anything like that. Because, like, that's a bit much there. But, like, for lands and things where that's totally fine for me. Because it's like, yeah, that's fair game. Because, like, I don't feel like I'm going to lose anything if I muck it up. But going ahead and, you know, painting on a rare card, oh, that makes me cringe a little. But yeah. Are you enjoying the pre-con? Like, I don't know which one Caesar's specifically is. What colors is it? Oh, this is starting to really feel like clouds. We approve. This is Speeling approved. We might need to darken up some of the blues as we get up higher. Oh, I mean, going with vibes is definitely the way to go, personally speaking. Like, I have brought all of my precons off of vibes alone. That being said, I've also brought my precons to pull apart because I ended up getting back into Magic last year after like a 5-10 year break. And it's been really cool seeing how things have changed. But it's also really neat going ahead and just playing casually and meeting new friends that way. And like, it's a cool social activity, personally speaking, where like everyone is there for the same reason. So they're all like, yeah, we be nerd. We've been doing the nerd thing. Do not worry. Everyone is on the same playing field. At least that's the culture in my own game store. That being said, the players who do CEDH, like they go ahead and they sort of play in that sort of slow, indulgent way where it's like, I absolutely have decks that will totally destroy you. However, I'm pulling out this deck that won't destroy you. And it's okay. Okay, I think we'll bring in some darker blue. And we could also bring in some slight purpling up in some areas. I think that'd be good. But yeah, so the reason why I'm making a proxy for this card is because both sides have a creature on the back, on it, I mean. And I don't want to shove it in my deck. So I'm making this. Because if I shove it in my deck, it means I have to pull it out of a double-sleeved card. And I'm not super fond of double-sleeved cards. So going this way means that I can get around that. Oh, heck yeah. So if you buy, there's two ways to go about it. So the person that sent me these, so the person that gave me these, they are business cards. And I'm using them to create what he wants done. He wants a flying death touch insect, and a flying insect, and a non-flying insect. And then he's going to put counters on them to say how many is what. Yeah. Oh, cool, Shay! I'm really hyped to see it. And at least in my game store, that's a really common way to denominate how many is happening where. Like, you just pile on the dice and be like, yeah, this is totally 20 bees, or 20 ducks, or 20 fish. There was someone who won the game with like 20, like an infinite amount of birds, I think it was, recently. It was kind of interesting to see happen. There we go. We're starting to get a sky going on there. And like, it's in stream chat. Oh, he looks handsome, Shade. I love the use of grass tufts. Well done. So with this guy in command zone, it depends. Oh, Everson? So with Everson in command zone, how would I play Everson as a commander? So Everson would go in a mono white deck because Everson doesn't have any red pips. And I would probably use something like Conjurer's Closet. Because in your end step, Conjurer's Closet goes ahead and... No, that wouldn't work. Something similar to Conjurer's Closet. Crystal Shard, perhaps? Which you just pay and then bounce it. You flash it in and out. I have done the sky roll. The sky is backwards. But what happens with Archangel Everson, when it enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain indestructible to the end of turn. But that means that things like hexproof doesn't happen. Like you can't go ahead and like -1/-1 counters won't will still kill something. Board wipes will still hit it. Things like that. But cool thing is, when a non-angel creature dies, it transforms into Everson the Purifier. And when this creature transforms, it deals 3 damage to each other creature and each opponent. That's Everson. And I really like this card. It was a card I drew and I like it. As for other creatures that have the invincible thing, it really depends on what their abilities are. Like some commanders, they have indestructible, like just as a part of their thing. Some, like I've met someone whose commander is, yeah, we have all the abilities that are in the graveyard. And so that guy's just has, congratulations, I mill half my cards into my graveyard and that's how I have all the superpowers. And it's like hexproof, everything. That's the whole goal of that person's deck, is just mill half of his deck into his graveyard. And then on top of it, he has a win condition that if he has X amount of cards in his graveyard, he wins the game. So that's always interesting to play against. There we go. That's starting to look good. We like that. We're here for this. Yeah, we make some more blue. But like, I would honestly not use Everson as a commander. Not as a preference. I'd probably use Everson as a bomb. Just have Everson show up and then be like, boom! See ya, suckers! And then bounce Everson back to my hand. Because, like, if I know a creature's gonna die, I'd have everything show up, or have her show up, because it has flash, so I can have her show up anytime. So, as a creature's dying, have her flash in. Boom! Congratulations! And then, congratulations. There's 3 damage attaching to everything. That's how I'd play her. There we go. This feels like a nice sky. I'll just add a bit more blue. Lighten this up. So the token is for someone else. The other person has asked for 3 different types of insects. Everson goes with my deck that has Kalia the Vast in it, although I'm looking at pulling that deck apart. And so I'm thinking I'll probably actually put Everson somewhere else eventually, once I decide where I'm putting her. But, it is what it is. Cause, good night, Shade! Cause I do not have the deck building skills to keep my Kalia of the Vast on the field. And whenever anyone sees Kalia of the Vast, they're like, kill that card! Because basically Kalia of the Vast says, whenever Kalia of the Vast attacks, put an angel, demon, or dragon onto the field, tapped and attacking. And, I do not have the skills and abilities to keep her alive. It's a bit of a sadness, but there you go. We need to darken up the undersides of some of these clouds. So, what I figure is it's going to be a future card for future times. And like, I've kind of been wanting to do this for a long while, for at least my Everson, because I've got a lot of cards that flip. Collecting cards that flip is kind of my favorite part. Like, they're my favorite kinds of card, so I'm just like, yeah, why not? And if we do more of this, we'll probably do more flipping cards. Because I have these guys, like, immediately on me, I have these guys. I have, let me just open my box. Well, I have Hayanware Militia Captain. If at the beginning of my upkeep, if I control 4 or more creatures, transform it. And he turns into a cult leader. And then I have Westvale Abbey. And he transforms into a demon. So, yeah. And stuff like that. Do I have any of the other ones with me? Oh, here's some of my other zombies. This one's from a long while ago. This one's newer. I wanted to keep in a similar style with them, but here's what is. Oink. Like, it doesn't really show up until you actually put them close together. There we go. Now we get some really nice bright clouds. Alright, I think we're ready for Everson to come in. Where did we put things? As long as we wait for this to dry. Can we see our line work underneath? I don't think we can. That is all good. We have a vague idea. Again, we're going to use... Wait, can we... Can we see? Sort of? Okay, this one's gonna... Actually, we're going to be smart about this. We're going to redraw it in. Because this one is a little bit more complex than the B. So, I can see where the head is. So we're going to work backwards from there. Got head. We got the bean body. We got our two legs. You know, comparing this to this really nice background is hilarious. And we got our lovely wings. They're all fluffy. Now, because this is on top of the paint, it does need to actually be quite gentle. 2, 3, 4. Just in case we do make a mistake. Then Everson's stick. One. Boom. Okay. We have the shape. Yeah. This is how we roll, right? We do all of this intense decorative work and then we just slap a chibi. Boom. This is how we do it. Alright, so just the same as how we did the B, we're going to put down a background color so that everything is nice and even and flat toned. That being said, I think what we'll do is we'll probably paint it in parts. So we'll start with the wings, which means that we need to actually paint those white to start with. Actually, no. We'll hit it like we hit Sanguinius. We're gonna hit it with yellow. Because if we do it this way, it's actually going to be giving us more of a full body, I think. Probably. Yeah. This is the theory. It might not survive first contact with the enemy. But that's all good. Now, also, because we've got this character up in the sky. We gotta figure out where we're having the light shining from. Are we having it shining from the back, the side, the front, the wherever? Because once we figure out that, we're gonna have a bit of time. And also the reason why I'm going yellow is it'll give the white a bit more fullness when we actually go to paint it. So I'm thinking it should be okay. It should work. Because we're just looking at evening out everything. You know, thank you. So this is actually, what is this? If you do Citadel paints, it is Flash Gets Yellow. That is what we are using. It is just straight Flash Gets Yellow. As for the skyline and all the rest, that is so many colors. So we are going to have to name this Archangel Everson and put its thing on. So it is literally going to be named Archangel Everson and have this, because this is the thing that replaces this in my deck. So that I know to put this card into play. That being said, it really is silly. I approve of this. This is Speeling approved on so many levels. I love it. Also, welcome on in, Matthias. How you going? We've been doing tokens today. We did a bee. Ta-da! These are for Magic the Gathering, if that is a game you play. Oh. And we just vibe them with it. I must have missed it. Well, welcome in. Well, happy belated welcome. I very much hope you've enjoyed the stream. Quite the dramatic twist. Who knows how we will survive this? But yeah, like clouds are one of the things I really enjoy painting. Like you can bring the pastels all the way in, and then with sunrise and sunsets, it gets so rich. You can bring it almost into like what is it? The kit has 86 water decals. Oh, wow, that's a lot. Oh, mighty master of water decals, what have you learned about them? What tricks can you pass on? Bam. There we go. Wait a minute. I've done a funny here. This is actually supposed to be connected. There we go. That's better. Ha! They cannot trick me. I have too smart of eyes. Awesome. Now we can do them like Sanguinius's wings. With oodles of yellow. Actually, these ones look like they've shaded grey with hints of blue. I'm not sure if I want to do that. And I figured we bring the light in from like just over this shoulder backwards. Which, like, figuring that out before we start the wings, very important. So otherwise we'll be standing there going, oh, where did we put our thumbs? There we go. Beginning strat 1 complete. I think it will probably mix in some shading. That is future problems. The small ones are a pain to put in, but they up the quality. Oh my gosh. That's fair. That's good to know. Like, I'm kind of hoping to get my hands on some more water decals so that I can try them on models rather than on my fingertips. But so far, I'm SOL. They don't degrade like stickers. Oh, I mean, kitty biscuits are cute. Especially when cats decide to do them. And just be like, yeah, you're my person now. Oh, try on banners. Okay. A nice flat surface then. Oh yes, don't mind me. I'm doing my best. We like the yaps here. Like, so the Jones came to me. The Jones did not come to me through the cat distribution system. The Jones came to me through actually the SPCA. Like, I found the Jones. Well, technically, I had the Jones's name. I knew I was getting a cat called the Jones. Like, it was that I know what's coming. It will be the Jones, Here will be a mischief, and we will be a match. It is the right people at the right time. This is how it will go. And then, like, I walked into the SPCA and I'm like, I'm here to look at kittens. I will not be choosing today, but I am getting a kitten eventually. And they were like, well, these are all the cats. And I'm like, huh, hello. And then the Jones climbed on me and was like, I'm not going away now. And that's how I ended up with the Jones. And he has been the most cutest fellow. Is he the most troublesome fellow you will ever meet? Probably. Is he the one of the reasons I have switched to blinds rather than curtains? Yes. Is this okay with me? Also yes. Because, like, he's my Jones. And sometimes the cat that is going to be yours, it may be a while, but it is okay. I have not done this right. Blend this out, please. For the love of everything. And, like, actually, that looks pretty darn good like that. Yeah. We can rock that. How did I manage that? Now we have to copy the mistake. Do I normally stream around this time? So I usually start, what would it be? 10 a.m. So that is 2.5 hours ago. And I usually stream for 3 or so hours. Because for me, that is the most optimal time. And I stream 4 days a week. So for me, that is Monday through Friday. Today is Wednesday for me. So you may find that my stream days are a day out. Because I live in the future. I come from New Zealand, and that is 1 step ahead of the dateline. Things get complicated when I'm describing my time schedule, as you can imagine. Some cats really are quite adventurous. So, yeah. Wait, did I say Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday? Because Monday through Friday is my... Monday through Thursday is my regular schedule. Although... well, you see, people evolve to get used to it. What happens is once you have one too many planes falling out of the sky, you sort of get used to it, and it's like, oh yeah, this is normal. And then you sort of go, and float. Stuff like that, you know, you just sort of pass it by, you give it a wave, you're like, oh yeah, she'll be right. And life goes on. You know? That's basically how it rolls. You wouldn't really expect anything else, I think, at this point. Now, I think we want to give just a little bit of shadowing in some places. The wing. How much? Nah. There we go. Like, honestly, I think the one that gets me is the fact that, like, when I was growing up, it was fairly common for New Zealand to be left off of maps. So you'd end up with, like, lots of maps, even on the school walls, where it's like, please find New Zealand on the map. New Zealand? What New Zealand? New Zealand? Never heard of it. And so it's like, congratulations, this country does not exist. And even when you were doing, like, social studies or stuff like that, like geography, like, congratulations. Well, one, I don't actually think geography was taught in our schools. Not as an actual subject. But, like, when you actually wanted to go ahead and learn about... Now, what color is this? Oh no, that is actually a grey. Alright. I'm going to make it a blue-grey. Because I want to be different. It made life really, really interesting. Because it would be like, yes. Where is this in relation to New Zealand? And then you'd be pulling up. Well, it wasn't because of, like, I don't think New Zealand curriculum was bad. Like, New Zealand was very good at the education of things. It's just that, like, in the ages where I was educated, no one expected you to leave New Zealand. Like, leaving New Zealand was absolutely the anomaly. Like, the furthest you were expected to go was Australia. So it would be this thing of, oh yeah, what are you expecting to do? Be a farmer, go live and do this, do that, do that. Like, typing was the new uber thing for someone to go ahead and learn from school. And congratulations, we had classes on learning to type. We would sit there and be like, A, S, D, F, J, K, L, A, S, D, F, J, K, L, ba, ba, ba. And you'd sit there and write it for lines, and then you'd hit enter, da, 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 ba, 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 ba. We'd sit there and write that out. The entire class. Like, if nothing else, it taught us how to be excellent touch typists. And then you get cheeky people who would be sitting there being like, oh wow, watch as I draw phallic symbols with the powers invested in me. Oh wow. Because I have superpowers of not letting the teacher look at what I'm writing. Because I actually went ahead and went Control-C and Control-V. Well, actually, it probably wasn't Control-C, Control-V, because most of us didn't know what Control-C, Control-V was. That being said, it got passed around the class in the end. And then, like, the competition to see who could use Word to create naughty symbols using only text writing, and who could do the best with it. That was when the arms race began. And they'd be like, Look at me! I drew a face! Oh, look at me! I drew something naughtier. Yeah, some things are truly universal. Like, they span generations. You can't stop me. I figured out how to draw 2 circles and a stick. Like, it's eternal. Like, there is even Roman graffiti that is the exact same thing. That that is doing the same thing. It's glorious. I love it. And like stuff like that is just brilliant. And the fact that like you can look at stuff like that and then look at humans now and it's like, we're still the same. We might be doing different things. At heart, humans are the same. Please don't change. Like, I'm pretty sure you could get teenagers from, like, the Egyptian era, like, from the era of the pyramids to, like, now, like, just lock them in the same room and point them at something, and that also they're going like, I'm pretty sure it would get the same result. Okay, Avison, you have your dress. Time to make it. Yeah, Egyptian dynasties. That being said, like the fact that Cleopatra was alive closer to our time than to when the pyramids was built, boom. Like, what the heck? There were archaeological things that the Egyptians were doing to the pyramids to try and figure out how the pyramids were being built. It's like, what? Like, it really shows how old humans are. And like, geez Louise. Alright, Everson, what kind of material is your dress? It looks fairly matte. But on that side, it looks like war plate. Oh no, wait. Oh! No, it's the same dress. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we have a couple of materials to do. The dress is fabric, and then we need to render metal onto her body. She also has boob plate. Which, on a beanbag, there is no boob. So, no boob. Just flat plate. Alright. I am not familiar with Tyler, the Creator shirt guy. Exactly. Well, but like, I tend not to give opinions out on other creators that I haven't personally interacted with, because like, a person's stream persona generally is somewhat different than their real life existence. And sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. And out opinions on a person without, you know, meeting them or interacting with them, that's pretty rough. Oh, we need to shade this somehow. Since apparently there's metal involved here now. Who thought painting this is the best? I mean, heck. Apparently, like, the stuff on medieval illuminated scripts, like how they drew snails and things like that, apparently those are memes. Those are like medieval memes that we as people looking back through time have no contexts to understand what the snail is all about. But like the people that were reading the books back then would be like, ha, knight and snail. Ha. And like, that's just so cool, I think. Igor, fetch me my minions. Igor. Yeah, land. Land? This dress might be the end of us. The moon? Yes. Wait. If we steal the moon, what will we do with the tides? You know, that's the one thing that I don't get with stealing the moon. Them? Like, I really do wonder if he ever thought that one through. That being said, it was a kid's movie. So, I do know it's Despicable Me. I was like, that being said, I really should turn my brain off for that movie. There is no brains in that movie. Everybody was an idiot. Although, the fact that he kept the kids, that was adorable. Sort of getting some fabric flowing there. Tonight, we're still the moon. Oh gosh. No, it's affected me. No, the only one we should be going is blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. It's the only option here. If we go blah, 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 we're safe. Alright, we have armor. One. Two. Top 5 animated movies. Let's go. Shrek. Prince of Egypt. Beauty and the Beast. Shrek, Prince of Egypt, Beauty and the Beast. Ariel, Little Mermaid. And Atlantis, the Lost Empire. Boom. There we go. that I think would be my list of movies. Like, I watched The Little Mermaid so much growing up. Like, all I have to do is start singing I Want to Be Where the People Are in front of mumbling, and mumbling's just like la 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 la. Poor mumbling. Now we've got light coming, so actually we have not really invested in where the light is coming from, so it does not matter. Like, okay, so for me, How to Train Your Dragon, really good movie, but for me, these movies were more influential to me growing up. So that makes these movies more important. Like How to Train Your Dragon, all three of those movies, bangers. Absolute bangers. Astro Boy, that one was a good one. So was The Land Before Time. Amazing. I lived on that movie when I was a child. Could have helped that I was really into dinosaurs and like poor Petrie. But also, like, it's not one that stayed with me. However, oh, Fern Gully. I think I've seen that once. I had a friend who was like, Speeling, watch this. And I was like, sure. And then I was like, why you do this to me? Like, literally all the Barbie movies growing up. Although, in that case, it's probably going to be literally all the early Barbie movies growing up. Because I have not seen anything in a very, very long time. Oh, we need some shines on these. As we stop filling stuff. Oh, that's cool. And like, so for me, wait, was it animated movies or like, let me just double check this. Yeah, top 5 animated kids movies. So like for me, I look at animated movies and animated kids movies. Like, there is a major difference to me. Because, for me, Barbie and Nutcracker was a vibe. Cannot deny that. Like, once you get past a certain point, it really is this movie for me? Yes, no? It doesn't matter if it's a kid's movie or not. It just matters if the movie's for you. And like, I honestly don't really look at the rating or whether it's a kid's movie or not. Not anymore. And I haven't done for years. Like, I just look at the premise and I'm like, do I vibe with this? Because, like, there are a lot of kids' movies that have messages that, as a child, I don't think I'd have picked up on. And a lot of stuff that I don't think I would have picked up on as a kid. Because they were there for the adults that were watching it. Or they were written in such a way that Speeling, who was just there for the talking animals, or the crashes and the bangs and the other things, would have been like, yeah, this is fun. I'm absolutely not noticing that, you know, Littlefoot kind of lost his mum back there. I was like, I can honestly say It took until my 4th watch of that movie when I was a child to realize that, oh, poor Littlefoot. I was so sad when I realized that one. But like, animation really is, I think, for... It's a medium rather than a genre, personally speaking. Nope, that's too light. So being able to see everything that's available. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that Soul movie. I haven't seen it myself, but it sounds good. Is there anything on this brush? Okay, there we go. Now we need to darken this area. Bring it down. Oh, cool. We Snoop. What be the dinosaurs like? Oh my gosh. They look cool. That looks cool. And like, personally speaking, I think it's really neat to actually not just go ahead and look at, like, what's it called? Fair enough. Like, your big, flashy Hollywood blockbuster type ones. But your animations, because, like, there's value there as well. Okay, I'm happy with that. We'll put some gloves on this one. It's like, these gloves, they're a shiny black. Yeah, and like, I think it's become a heck of a lot more socially acceptable, which I think is really neat. There we go. Then she's also got nice long booties that we need to add, which are also black. Shiny, shiny black. Sure, we're gonna just make them like this. Yeah. Oop. I mean, fair. Like, I don't think I've actively finished something since, like, finished a movie or anything. Like, I still haven't finished all the secret level episodes. They're just sort of sitting to one side, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no! Why am I like this? I could have it on the background when I'm doing other painting jobs. Why? Okay. We have skin now. How are we gonna do this? So she's got sort of a grey tinge. Very pale, greyish tinge. So we'll use a greyish base. And like, I personally think that like going ahead and being like, oh yeah, this is fine. And like, you don't need to go ahead and feel pressured to watch everything or catch up with anything. Like, I don't think it's necessary. Have I played Baldur's Gate? So I have played some Baldur's Gate, but I haven't actually ever made it to the end. I keep going to play it, and then my friends are like, hey, Speeling, we're playing this game. Let's go play it. And then I'm like, okay, we'll go play this game. And when I get back to Baldur's Gate, I'm like halfway through the first act, and I'm like, I don't remember what's going on. I remember having the tadpole in my face. I don't remember why. I remember there's the vampire guy, and there's the dude who has the sword, and then there's the weenie mage guy. And I'm just like, why? And then there's Lady Cleric. What's going on? Like, I'm not even out of Act 1 yet. This isn't fair. Like, honestly, personally speaking, I'm okay with it, because, like, it took me so long to finish Skyrim. So if it takes me like 4 years to finish Baldur's Gate or even get to the second act, well, he sits there and he's like, I need to eat something. I will eat your boots. Like, come on, I need those boots. Astarion turned into wheeled cheese. I approve. I mean, if you're a vampire out in the sun, you deserve this. Okay. You are going to have cool undertones on your shading. I said undertones. Not actually be blue. That might be better. Like, honestly, like, what? From what I've seen of Baldur's Gate 3, it is amazing. Let alone the level of detail that is in the game. It's just sheer gloriousness. Okay. I figure We get a nice... We're basically shading this one like a ball. We really need to go. Oh, that's glorious. How do you turn him into cheese? Yeah, ew. Like, why would you even want to do that? Like, I know there's a reason. I don't remember the reason. I'm going to probably have to start again to find out. Because I have forgotten. But this is just my luck. Okay. We have that. Now we just need to go ahead and add... I think it's about time to... Wheel of Fortune monster. Ah. Add a little bit of shading here. Being nice to the skin is always good. Okay, so the face, I think we put it on. Yeah, let's put the face on now. Can we tell what color eyes she has? They look like burning white eyes in the middle of black pits. Okay, we can manage that. Ooh. What? I didn't think of it. I mean, okay, so the reason why I'm... If I was doing Baldur's Gate, I would need to have a no nudity filter. I'd need to make sure that there's a no nudity filter. Because, again, my streams are E for everyone. Well, not really. I try to keep them PG. Nudity doesn't really go into that. And I know Baldur's Gate does nudity. Which is why I don't stream the games I own that have it. That being said, like, morally speaking, I have no issues with it. Give you some nice... So... It also means that we'd be having to go for a... It also means we'd have to be going for a specifically no sex scenes run. And... that one, I would not know how to avoid. Considering the fact that, you know, I have not actually watched any playthroughs or anything like that. Because, like, I don't know about you guys, but I find if it's a game I actively want to play, I really don't like looking up cutscenes or spoilers. It's so bold! It's got bold! It's so shiny! Like, it's one of the reasons why I really, really like the blind playthroughs we've done. It's just like, yay, we do the thing. It's bald. Bald. Showing up with this to cards would just be so funny. Shine. Oh my gosh. Where the shine of the bald. Let it sink in. Oh my word. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's give her some here. We need some light gray to start with. There we go. Just what the doctor ordered. Hair. Could you imagine hair being an actual treatment for, like, baldness? Yes, I diagnose you with bald. Treatment? Get hair. Just have some stuff coming through here. No longer shall ye be bold. Now the interesting thing is that her hair goes from like mid-gray to white, which is very interesting, and it's on both sides. So we can work with that. See you. Bye. Yeah, we are almost finished here for today. I figure we'll finish this off and then we are done. Now, we bring in some dark earth stuff. Like, I think we've got this down pat. Because I'm thinking that we'll make tokens this week and then we'll consider what we're doing. Whether we want to continue doing tokens next week or whether we go ahead and we work back on Tyranids or something else next week. Because I don't want to quite jump into a big new project yet. I think I'd like to leave that until for a month or so that we can save up and get some cool parts. So doing stuff like this, I think would be nice. Whether it's painting some marines, well, termagants, or anything like that, I think is where I'm vibing. It looks already so much better with hair. Oops, that is too dark. I'll just brighten that up. So I think just figuring out where we want to go with that is probably the next plan. There we go. Get rid of this so that we don't have to look at that and be like, oh no. There we go. And I hereby dub thee Avison, the cutie pie. I think that's where we need to go with this. This is hereby called Avison, the cutie pie. Exterminator of terrible days. Well, alright, and then, as a final hurrah, we have your spear. Which I'm going to repaint over in yellow. So the reason why I've done all the base coats in a slightly different color is because that way it makes the other colors more impactful. Oh my gosh, I love this. I can't wait to use it. I'm going to find a way to use this. This is too adorable. Oops. We're going to adjust these. No one will ever know. Like, I think my heart is gonna melt. There we go. Then that connects up to a grey-black thing. Do I even have to paint for this? Please tell me I've got the paint for this. I'm not sure I've got the paint for this. Let me just a little bit more. Thank you. There we go. Okay. I might need to go over that later, but I'm okay with that. At least for now. Now, we're gonna be cheeky. We got a yellow. It's been sitting here oh so patiently. We're gonna do this. Just gonna dry blush and glow. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you're never ready for naked characters in video games. Just comes out of nowhere and smacks you over the head. Just add some glow, sort of coming off. There we go. Ah, that's cute. And I think with that, we're done. Here we go. So I think with that, and it's her original card. I will say thank you, and we will go say hello to someone. So I think, oh my gosh, I don't know anyone in the art category. Maybe we'll go snoop someone over in painting. Ba, 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 ba. Or we can go say hello to someone random. This is both options that we can. So I hope you guys have had a lovely day. Thank you to YouTube for coming. It has been a total vibe. Oh, there's someone just chilling. There we go. This person sounds chill. So I will say goodbye. Thank you for coming. And see you guys next time. Bye-bye.